Hey, it's been a while since I've done an update on my tractors. This is my Bobcat CT 1025. I just wanted to go through and take an opportunity to share and express some of the concerns and frustrations I've had with my tractor. One of the first things I'll jump right into is underneath this rear area, this rear differential, there's an oil filter. I have not been able to get that thing to stop leaking. I've put a filter guard on it to try to inhibit it from having any kind of a problem. I've had a belly mower on the tractor for quite a while to kind of try to protect that rear differential and that oil filter, but in the end, it leaks oil. I kind of foreshadowed that in the beginning when I bought the tractor oil filter guard, thinking this may be a fatal flaw, and it has been a flaw of the tractor for sure. Number two, this thing smokes when it starts up. It doesn't matter if it's warm, it always smokes. And it's going to smoke for, 30 seconds, and then it kind of clears itself out, which is not a big deal, but it is one thing. It's kind of frustrating to see, just overall. Number three, the lift capacity of this tractor is very minimal. I know that the other tractor brands have a significantly higher lift capacity. And originally, when I purchased this tractor, I bought the forks from Bobcat for it, and I could lift very little weight. There is the concept closer, stronger, farther, weaker, so if you put anything on the forks, you really don't have hardly any lift capacity because it's so far out from where the hydraulic cylinders mount to. So I'm still able to do a lot with the tractor bucket, but it really doesn't have the lift capacity I know other tractors describe, comparatively speaking. And the other thing I noticed when I lift, the cylinders from the left to the right don't lift exactly equal. So my left side or my right side of the bucket doesn't always come flat, which has been a frustrating point. I had a Bobcat mechanic come out and look at this for hours because he was personally flabbergasted with the lack of lift capacity. He recommended flipping the cylinders, which he tried to do himself, and he was unable to do because of some hydraulic points of some sort. I didn't really get into it, but what I came to find was it kind of is what it is. There are some people that put some discs and some spacers in certain parts of this tractor, which will void your warranty, but I never did it to increase the hydraulic pressure. I've just kind of kept it is what it is. For the most part, I can do what I want. It's just not what I thought I would be able to do. That kind of gets into the next piece, talking about warranties. I have been super frustrated and let down with Bobcat. I would not buy another tractor from them just because the lack of follow through on the warranty. Bobcat was out here a lot looking at my tractor pretty consistently when I first got it because of the cooling system. And then it worked into, they would come out, they would look at it, and then it started to get into, are you using the tractor greater than it should be? One of the problems I had was my rear differential stopped working, and Bobcat did not want to warranty anything associated with it. What they found was a rock on a platform of some sort, and they said it was misuse of the tractor to be around rocks, and it's something I should have taken care of. So originally, when the salesman sold me the tractor, it was supposed to be everything's warranted for 5 years, and what I found was it became very selective on what Bobcat would be willing to warranty. The other piece I found with the warranty was if Bobcat comes out to my house and they feel it is not something that they should warranty, I would be getting a $1,000 bill for them coming out to my house. So that one was kind of a shocker because the original salesman said, hey, it's all 100% warranted. And when I started talking to the service technicians, they said, hey, well, like the electronics may be warranted for a year or two. Like they're not warranted for 5. The frame may be warranted for 5, but if you bend your frame, it's probably from abuse and misuse. So we're probably not going to warranty that kind of stuff. So what I really found was Bobcat really just didn't stand behind their product. My in-laws bought a Kubota tractor, and Kubota has been absolutely phenomenal to them. Bobcat started off all right, I would say, but by the time I really got into it with the tractor, I have just been more or less afraid to even do anything with my tractor as far as warranty goes. I just try to figure out how to fix everything myself because it's abuse or misuse of the tractor, and if they feel that, I could end up with $1,000 bill. For example, like my horn only slightly works, like you can hear it beep, but it's not beeping as loud as it should. But Bobcat wanted to come out on site and change the horn, but at any time they could say this was abuse or misuse or neglect, and then I would be stuck with $1,000 transportation bill plus parts. And I just kind of have really been frustrated with the experience. Like, I have a leaky differential. Well, do I want to call Bobcat because it's going to be $1,000 for them to come out? Hey, there's dirt underneath there. Well, it's only 6 inches off the ground and that's as high as a molehill. So are you going to warranty it, or are you going to give me a $2,000 bill? So I've really kind of been let down with the Bobcat warranty process. I do understand, like, not everything necessarily should be a warranty, but at the same time, when you talk to your salesman, if you're looking at buying a tractor, you know, they never gave me anything in writing saying this is a sliding schedule of 2 years on electronics, 3 years on this parts, 5 years on this part. It was 5-year warranty of everything across the board. That's what I was sold. That salesman left, the service manager left, the store manager left, so everybody kind of started over again, and I was really frustrated with it. As you can watch, or as you can see in my other videos, I have a belly mower I've been frustrated with. I just stopped using it and I went and bought a John Deere, just a riding lawnmower, because I got tired of trying to take that belly mower on and off. It was so cumbersome and heavy and bulky. Like, hey, it would probably be good if you're mowing a 5-acre field and it's all flat, but if it's hilly, if there's turns, if you're trying to mow your lawn, it's just really not a great tool. So those have been my experiences with it. I've been overall frustrated and upset, but at the same time, not to the point I've sold it. Like, it does start, it does function, it does run, it does lift heavy stuff. I bought a roteller for it. I rotell my garden with it. It's an absolute pain in the butt to put a roteller on these subcompact tractors because the roteller is so close to the back side of this, and it just doesn't have really any room to get that drive line hooked up. So overall, not great, but at the time it was cheaper. I think as Bobcat kind of gets more into the mainstream market, their prices are going to go up, and I would encourage people probably to look at other tractors. Unless you have a great rapport and relationship with Bobcat as your local sales reps, I would really try to avoid them. I even talked to the owner of Seattle Bobcat, who owns 7 of these Bobcat tractors. When I talked to him, he was like, yeah, no, this isn't right. Let me do research, and within 3 days he just stopped returning any kind of a phone call. So Bobcat Seattle and Bobcat Portland seem to be very in a similar situation of not really wanting to stand behind these tractors, not really wanting to comment on these tractors, and really kind of putting them to the sidelines. So that's been my experiences. These are my personal experiences. Take it how you may, but I still have the tractor overall, but pay attention to your warranty and what the sales department says, and get it in writing.